All right, we're live.
Hey everybody, welcome to Indigenous Peoples Day. Right on, and here we are. And despite of wanting to to eliminate us, here we are. Just with our existence is our our protest, man. So I'm just at a loss for words, but here we are. Hey, we're at the Native Wellness Power Hour, Indigenous Peoples Day celebration, actually week celebration, and we are on week 30. You believe that? 180, and this is the 180th Power Hour program with the Native Wellness Institute. And this was just the Power Hours were put together just as our response during the closure, during this pandemic, just to bring that wellness out to the people, to that health, and keep our ancestral wisdoms alive. And just for today, just for days like this, because in Indigenous Peoples Day, the thing is, we've been dreamt into existence, and here we are. So I know dreams, I know prayers are real, man. I know that they're real because here we are. We got a program for you. So I say Indigenous Peoples Day celebration for the Native Wellness Power Hour, but this is Indigenous Peoples Celebration Week. So this whole week, not only do we have song, story today, and movement and dance, but throughout the week, we got Australia coming on, our relatives over there, our relatives over in New Zealand, our relatives over here in Canada, and more relatives that we have on this continent, Turtle Island here in the US. And so we're just going to be celebrating all week long. And so my name is Gene Tagaban. I'm kicking it off with a little bit of song, introduction, stories, and bringing you all in, welcome you in. And so if you have any other relatives out there that need to see this, tune them into this, and bring them on in. Invite the people in to tune in, and so that we can share a little bit of spirit with the people, Ooh. And so part of that spirit too is like sharing with the people is like story. And I want to share a couple stories or a story with you, and a story that really sticks out for me, that has helped me in my journey, because our life is a story. We're all storytellers. And my grandpa would say, oh, now, remember your story, your life a story, your storyteller. So you remember with your story, you got taught that good story. You might be the only native that people ever meet. And so you got to introduce yourself in a good way and represent yourself, because you don't just represent you represent your family, your peoples, your clans, and the native peoples all over. So you got to hold yourself in that good place. Okay. Oh yeah. And also always wear clean underwear, because you never know. Holy. Yeah. I remember always hearing that, and so here we are. And so the story I want to share with you, Raven. Raven, that black bird, that trickster, that teacher that's out there. And so the story I'd like to share with you goes like this. Raven was walking along the beach. And it was a time where there was no spirit. Everything was empty. Like shells, empty, like those shells you find on the beach there. No spirit. And Raven, he was wondering, how am I going to get that for all the people? So Raven is walking along the beach. And as he's walking along the beach, he looks far out there into the ocean, way out there. And he sees fire An island of fire throwing flames into the nighttime sky. Raven thinks to himself, oh, how am I going to get that fire there? How am I going to get that and get it for all the people? Ah, just then, that's when Raven's brother Hawk comes walking along the beach. And Hawk, he has a long beak. He's proud of that beak. Raven asks him, oh, hey, my relative, can you help me? Hawk just walks by. Turns around and comes back. I really need your help, my brother. And that time, Hawk just kind of smiles and looks. Oh, and then the third time, Hawk comes by and he says, I need your help. Help me, help me, help me. And Hawk goes, what you want me to do? See that fire out there, way out there? I want you to get that fire for me. How am I going to do that, says Hawk. I'll fix it for you. And so Hawk, with his long beak, he looks over at Raven. As Raven goes up into a tree and grabs a branch, and he puts some pitch at the end of that branch, and he ties it into Hawk's beak with roots. And he tells Hawk, now fly out there, and bring me that fire. And he tells him, Yi ko ayakwan. That means have courage, be brave. What you're about to do is for all the people of the world. So Hawk, he starts to fly out there, way out there, and he's flying a long time. And it gets over to that fire. And he flies through it once, twice, 3 times. And on that 4th time, he flies through that fire. And the fire shoots up, and Hawk flies through it, and he gets that fire. And Hawk is flying back to shore. But Hawk is tired now. He's tired. He's been flying a long time. And that fire starts burning bright, and Hawk starts to burn at Hawk's beak. That long beak that Hawk had. It starts to melt that beak down to the curved beak that it is now today. And Hawk is feeling that flame, that fire, and that heat. And he's feeling much pain, and tears are running down Hawk's face. And although Hawk is feeling this pain, he still hangs on to this fire because he knows what he is doing is for all the people of the world. And so Raven sees Hawk flying out there, way out there, and is struggling. So Raven flies out there. I am here, my brother. Have courage, be brave. What you're doing is for all the people. And together, Raven and Hawk, they fly together back to shore. And they make to shore, and that's when Raven takes that fire and he throws it into the rocks. He takes that fire, he throws it into the trees, into the water, into the river. He takes that fire, throws it into all the animals, everything out there. He takes that fire and he throws it into the human beings. And now we all had that fire. We all had that flame. But more than that, we all had that spirit that Hawk suffered to bring to the people, and that Raven took and gave it to all the people. That fire that lives in all things, in the trees there. Those trees, they support us. They give us life. They give us shelter. They hold the remembrance. That's what we're doing here now. That's what we're doing here now. We're sharing that spirit, that fire that lives deep within us. So light the fires in the hearts of the people, in your family, wherever you go. Just with your presence, with your existence, that's what you're doing. So be proud, my brothers and sisters. Be proud. Much love and blessings to you. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to introduce my sister Rulan with Dancing Earth. And she's going to share through her art, her movement, and her spirit. And you'll see that fire that lives deep within, that passion that she shares with you. So konachish. Rulan, my sister. Oh, good to see you. Passing that flame
Hey,
over to you.
good to see you, Jean. So I was asked to do a performance today, but I think what's more important at this time is for us to come together and dance together in different ways. If you can move, you can dance. If you're sitting down, you can join. This is our chance to make our body move in an expression of solidarity of global Indigenous peoples. So there are Indigenous peoples on every continent, in every country, beyond borders. And the land you're on right now is Indigenous land. So from wherever you are now, I'm going to ask you to do a little shout out to the lands you're on. So you're going to pick up one foot and the other. This music is Blessing Way by Randy L. Barton, incredible Dene multi-artist. So hopefully you can hear the music and hear me. All right, so you just got your feet right beneath you. Just even if you're sitting down, you can just tap your hands and shout out to the native lands that you're on right now. Myself, I've got one foot here on unceded occupied lands of the Tewa people. This has been known ancestrally as Olga Poge, and more recently it's been called Santa Fe, New Mexico. And on the other side of my heart, is where my family is. They're over in Yelamu, which is unceded, occupied lands of the Ramaytush Ohlone, known more recently as San Francisco. So stand up and be counted. Shout out to the lands underneath your feet that have been sung and danced into renewal since the beginning of time. Can't hear ya. All right, hoping to get some all the way in Australia and Aotearoa, over across the Pacific, where Native Wellness Institute has brought their good medicine. I myself am from, on my mother's side, Kapampangan people who are part of the Pacific archipelago, known colonially, post-colonially as the Philippines, as well as lineage to many, many other folks. All right, so now you got yourself warmed up, balancing the two sides of the body, two sides of the brain. Bring down the music a little bit. So now I'm going to ask you to squat. This is something that we always do at the Native Wellness Institute. We work on our athletic stance. So go into your squat, and you're going to take your arms and you're going to circle around. This is dedicated to Native Wellness Institute's medicine wheel. We're going to go to 4 different directions. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put ourselves right in the center of this medicine wheel, and we're going to breathe life into it. We're going to inhale, bring your arms sideways, and then exhale, arms out to the side. Inhale, receiving, exhale, giving. Receiving oxygen and giving back carbon dioxide. We receive oxygen made for us by the trees. They give back carbon dioxide to the trees and plants. So here we are in this cycle of renewal and a cycle of reciprocity. By breathing deep, we're making connection with those trees and plants. So speaking of trees and plants, many of you, you eat trees and plants to stay healthy. So we have 4 directions in our medicine wheel, and for right now, we're going to put a plant in every direction to acknowledge the great foods that have kept us strong and healthy. We're going to let's start with squash. Squash has leaves that create shade on the ground to keep the water close. So first we're going to do one arm, circling, so you can see behind you, other arm, circling. All right, so these movements are not invented by me, they're invented by the plant. How she is in her garden, how she connects with the water, how she grows. And squash also have beautiful blossoms, so we're going to let our hands grow from low, blossom, 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 all the way up. Let's try it again. All right, that's the first plant, and she grows with her sister. Her sister follows the shape of water, which spirals and curves, one side to the other. So you can even take your knees, and they can spiral with your arms. Go side to side, side, side. So this is the beans twisting vines, taking the shape of the water, just the way the roots of a tree take the shape of water. And then we're going to go around to our left side and around to our right side. Now, what are the beans wrapping around? They are wrapping around corn, maíz. All right, on your elbows or on your knees, little seed here, and then we're going to stretch up and lift our elbows up to the sky. Beautiful. And then you can release your arms and just let them sort of be the corn silk in the wind, and then the corn leaves making a V shape. Beautiful. Let's try that again. The corn grows strong in the middle. Those corn silk are soft in the wind, and then strong V shapes, which you'll see in Southwestern pottery, beadwork, blanket designs. So those are three sisters here. The fourth sister behind us will be the sister of sunflower. The sunflower is shared with me by Anemone Mars, the Narragansett First Nation. The sunflower offers her kernels up to the birds so that the birds won't eat the corn beans and squash. So very protective older sister. For all you older siblings out there who look out for the young ones, that's great. Sunflower follows the sun in the sky, follows the sun in the sky, offers seeds up to the birds. All right, so these are our four sisters, and we're just going to step forward to the first sister, step back to the sister behind, forward, back. Now side to side, side, side. So we're stepping on the edges of our circle, four directions. Four directions. All right, just a little bit longer. We're going to go forward, back, again, forward. I'm just trying to stall a little bit longer so that we can hear Thosh's voice. Thosh Collins, you know him from Wealth for Culture. He is on this track singing, on this track from The Blessing Way by Randy Barton. All right, so those are front and back directions, now our side directions. Side. Extend your arm. All right, so what we're doing is extending our arms in global Indigenous solidarity. Legs wide like a mountain. Extend your arms like stars. We are as numerous as the constellations. So diverse and beautiful. Indigenous peoples from all around the world. Shout out too. All right. So we are now reached the time where I'm going to turn us over from the movement into the singing. Two very important parts of all cultures, to sing and dance with praise and joy for the things that we love. That might be corn, beans, squash, sunflower, and our global Indigenous relatives. And as we sing and dance, that's when these things come to life. And so here we are with the beautiful Kahara and Calina. And, oh, who's that there? Gotta put my glasses on. Jordan! Awesome. So I'm turning it over to you. Sing in the beautiful day.
Thank you so much, Rulan. Oh my gosh, listening to this, I was moving in the waiting room of the Zoom here. Really grateful to be here with you all. So, De Onde, welcome. I feel like it's a big honor to be asked to be on this singing panel. And my name is Jordan Cocker. I'm Koegu and Tangen. My family are Palties and Toibos from the Redstone and Rainy Mountain region of the Comanche Apache Reservation here in Oklahoma, which is where I'm calling in from. And on my dad's side, our family are descendants of Vili Fakatahatupofa via, so Tangen via Aotearoa, New Zealand for the past 3 generations. And I won't take too much time introducing myself. I'm gonna pass it over to my beautiful sister, Calina Lawrence, to introduce herself.
Hat Jed Twagwalapu Askodida Ched Twagwalapu Chalep. Thank you for passing it over, Jordan. It's so good to see you and Kahara and all your beautiful family, Kahara. Today is a good day, my honorable people. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. So very grateful to the Native Wellness Institute, Kalina Lawrence Seedstat, Soquab Chud. My mother's side is the Alexis family. My father's side is, says my internet connection is unstable. Is it coming through to y'all? You good? And as Jo Ilchad to Sukhorkhod to Bushad Alti Slachel. I'm just very grateful to speak to you folks today, to Tailib, to sing with my sisters and celebrate today and every day the beauty of Indigenous peoples. And I'll pass it on over to our sis Kahara.
Yat, it's so beautiful to see my sisters. Hi. I have my sister Zoe here and my little Yaj, James, and Tani Sani Nishne do Bilagana Bashichin, Nakai Dashiche do Nahisha Dashanale, She Kahara Hodges Wilye, do Shiaj James Wilye, do my sister over here is Zoe. We are representing the Diné Nation and also Mexican tribe as well. And it's a beautiful day to be offering prayers and medicine with all of you. And it just really makes my heart, I feel really happy today. And just remembering all of the ancestors and really channeling that. It's amazing. So yeah, thank you for having us.
Awesome. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to pass the time to Calina, and then we'll just go Calina, Kahara, and me, and we'll pass that around like that.
Thank you so much. I wanted to start by sharing a song that comes from my relative Junior Scootsy James. In the Coast Salish territory, there are several Indigenous nations. I come from a few of the Southern Lushootseed speaking tribes. We are canoe people, as many folks in coastal areas and oceanic areas. We are canoe people, and I wanted to share a paddle song today that just talks about the importance of pulling together in synchronicity at one speed to get to our destination. So this song is called One Speed. Oh, hey, oh, hey. Oh, hey, oh, hey. Oh, hey, oh, 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 hey, oh, hey, hey. Oh, hey, oh, oh, hey. Oh, hey, oh, hey. Hawadoob Shalop. Thank you folks so very much.
Beautiful sister. Thank you for sharing. Today we're going to offer a grandparent song, and we just are really grateful to all of those that came before us, and we're really blessed to celebrate life with all of those who are with us right now and to celebrate all the little ones that are on the way as well. This is the grandparent song. Sotazin bahoshon in a ligo kone bete yang ajaneyan Kone Patil Ajene Heyana Heyne Away. So the Zen Bahojan in a ligo, Kone Patil Ajene. Kone Patil Ajene Heyana Heyne Away. Hala eya kono hokage. Nehemasane do neheche jenilene. Hashewan hasheyase. Hoshokona shadoler. Hoshokone dadoler. Hoshokone dedoler jenilene. Eishi benina nehisotezin. Ane hanadien doler, ane hanadien doler, hey ana hey ne away. Sotizin bahajon in a ligo, kone patil yang ajene, kone patil yang ajene, hey ana hey ne away. Sotizin bahajon in a ligo, kone patil yang ajene, kone patil yang ajene, hey ana hey ne away. Hala eya kono hokage. Nehemasane do neheche jeniflene. Hashewan hasheyate. Hoshoko na shadole. Hoshoko ne dadole. Hoshoko ne tetole jeniflene. E shibenina nehisotesen. Ane hanadien dolet. Ane hanadien dolet. Hey Anna, hey Naoe. Thank you guys so much. Stay blessed.
That was so beautiful. Thank you. I don't think I've ever heard you both sing together. So that was so special. It definitely reminds me of singing with my sisters. I'm really glad to hear that
It's
together.
the best.
Like those songs are supposed to be sung definitely, in groups. And to hear that was really special. Thank you. The song I'm gonna offer today is a prayer song, which it's sung across Rainy Mountain and Redstone and different places across Kiowa country. But it's been on my mind a lot, especially this year, for different reasons. I grew up listening to this at funerals or any kind of gathering services. But it's also one of those songs that my family sang in the car when we were driving from place to place. And this year I've sung it a lot to myself as a kind of encouragement. So I'm going to share that that song now. Begyon tadogyai anhai gadome aneon taume anhai gadome Begyon tadogyai do aneon taume anhai gado anhai gado Anhai gadome, Begyon tadokyai, Anhai gadome, Aneon tanome, Anhai gadome. Begyon tadokyai da, Aneon tanome, Anhai gado. Anhai gado, anhai gadome. Begyon tadogyai, anhai gadome. Aneon taume, anhai gadome. Begyon tadogyai da, aneon taume, anhai gado. Anhai gado, anhai gadome. Begyon tadogyai, anhai gadome. Oneom talome anhagadome. Yeah, thank you for creating this space again, and I'm super happy to share some of these songs with you. And I'm gonna go ahead and pass the time over to Calina for her next song.
I swear, y'all make me cry every time. Like, whew, okay, whew, here we go. Now it's my turn. I gotta sing now. Okay, deep breaths. It's so special. I think today, especially, what I'm seeing is just like honoring the so many musics that come from so many Indigenous communities, and just the fact that music has been through all of it with us, and that we carry it with us to see days like today, and that our voices exist in so many different cultures of music, genres, movements, however you want to call them. So I'm very honored to be raised to sing Coast Salish songs, and also to be a contemporary music artist as well, and find that fusion, find the sound and the purpose for the music that I am working to make and create in the world. So I really wanted to share today a song that I've shared on previous Power Hours, and one that is really special to myself and to many of our Lushootseed speaking peoples, and also fusing hip hop and inclusion of our Black and Afro-Indigenous relatives today and every day. And the partnerships and the families that have come out of the love between Black and Indigenous cultures and peoples. So I wanted to share a song, a hip hop Salish fusion that I was able to write entirely in the Twilshuti language, and honor the language speakers, language keepers, and the languages that we all come from today. So this is a call and response usually. I know we're all on the screens wherever we are, but if you wanted to learn some Lushootseed, please feel free to yell at the screen, scream in the house, or whisper, or you could also just move your lips too if that feels better to you. But this is called Us Halit Ti Lushootseed. Us Chalup, us Walach Chat, us Chalup, us Walach Chat, us Chalup, us Walach Chat, us Walach Chat, Lu Walach Chat, us Chalup, us Walach Chat, us Chalup, us Walach Chat, us Chalup. Us walach chat, us walach chat, Lu walach chat, Hod yafti quo, yafti what you've done. Dog chat, dark chat. Pad hadab oak ach test asab, pads asab pike olel. Pad hadab oak ach test asab, pads asab pike olel. Twilshuti asali, twilshuti asali, asali ti twilshuti asali. Now's the call and response. They say us chalup, us walach chat, us chalup, us walach chat, us chalup, us walach chat, us walach chat, Lu walach chat, us chalup, us walach chat, us chalup, us walach chat, us chalup. Aswalachchat, aswalachchat, siwalachchat, quapwalik, abalik, obab, ob, slachilch ti dupsak, ob, tol alcha dupsak, ob, hat tislachel, as halichad, hat tislachel, bakpatid siya, hat tislachel, at sil del buchat, Guadzada twil shootseed us hali ti twil shootseed us hali us chalup us walach chat us chalup us walach chat us chalup us walach chat us walach chat tu walach chat us chalup us walach chat us chalup us walach chat us chalup us walach chat us walach chat thu walach chat. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, how are you folks? And the response is us walach chat, we are strong. So thank you, as NWI puts it, for taking a healthy risk, learning some Lashutit with me today through call and response and hip hop. And again, to my beautiful sisters here for sharing this space. It's so good to be here with you all. And I'll pass it on over to Kahara, Zoe, and James again. Love you guys.
Love you. Thank you. We were jamming over here. This next song that we're going to sing actually is a song that we learned during ceremony in the Sweat Lodge, and it isn't in Dene. It's from our Mexica relatives. So my sister is going to use our rattle, and we're going to offer this song. So. Puedo nancing, puedo nancing, puedo nancing, puedo nancing. Ipamemoani, neyolo pati, kaso kamati to nancing. Ipamemoani, neyolo pati, kaso kamati to nancing. Puedo nancing, puedo nancing. Puedo nancing, puedo nancing. Ipamemoani, neyolo pati, kaso kamati to nancing. Ipamemoani, neyolo pati, kaso kamati to nancing. Puedo nancing, puedo nancing. Puedo nancing, puedo nancing. Yeah, thank you. That song is honoring our Mother Earth. So thank you, Mother Earth. Nahama. Yeah, grateful to sing with my sisters.
Yay! Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Oh man, what a blessing. Just every time y'all both sing, Calina, I guess all three of us, I just get chills and I'm like, man, what am I doing here? It's beautiful though. It's such beautiful.
You're doing it too, babe.
You are doing it too.
But it's such a blessing, especially to share these songs with, kin, with family, with baby James. So many good memories come back. And I wanted to kind of shift from songs and share a reflection that I wrote the year before last, which was the first year that I moved back to Oklahoma, where I'm from, where my family's from, after years of going to university overseas and working in different places in the US. And it's titled We Pool. So it's a reflection from that time. The red and blue blanket of dusk hangs around my head. Eyes filled with salt water, sweat gathered from my heart, dancing, drumming, shaking, running, a racing within my chest. A prayer is answered as day breaks into night, supper big, beneath a brand new moon. I awaken within the dream world, sweat gathered from the labor, entering, traveling, voyaging to the ancestral place, laboring through the weight of 100 years, crushing down hips, cracking open like eggshells unfertilized. Auntie Lucy teaches me, as my flesh tears, as the tears flow, to pull braided sweetgrass from between my legs, an endless umbilical braid of sweetgrass, each woven curve breaking cycles as night breaks into day. As I begin to lose consciousness, her voice steadies, Fainga, keep pulling. I wrote that reflection, as I said, during this time of transition, and my mind goes back and back to the women in my family who have allowed that strength and resilience to keep pulling, to keep going, no matter what. And that is something I've thought a lot about this year with everything that's going on with the pandemic, and also especially today, Indigenous Peoples Day, when thinking about our shared histories as Indigenous people on this continent, and those systems that were created over hundreds of years ago that continue to this day, which are built for our demise and to end the beauty that we are, whether that's through identity or even our existence, and translating that to harm on our bodies. And I'm grateful to have this day of celebration. I'm grateful that the norms are changing. Even if somebody's administration doesn't want to see that and goes along with these labels about, I don't even know, protesters, I tune that fool out. But I'm grateful for the women and the men as well, and the wonderful ancestors who would not stop and have not stopped, no matter what came their way, and celebrating them today and thinking of them today. So thank you.
Thank you so much for those words, Jordan. They definitely resonate, and they need to be shared. Okay. I mean, I honestly thought I was only gonna do 2 songs, but I'll kick one real quick, a cappella. One that I try to share as often as I can, and really thinking of our young people today. And thank you to NWI for just always giving space to young Indigenous peoples through all of the gatherings and organizing. They're going through a lot right now. Such a huge shift in society. As Jordan mentions, this new norm that's coming to fruition, and that's leaving this world for young people to inherit. And I'll share just the chorus and my verse of this song that I have called Generations. And it's a little self-explanatory, but it's just to remember to include our young people as we celebrate today and everything we do for them. The original song features a young artist by the name of Dea. You can definitely head to all streaming platforms and check out her verse, also our music video on YouTube. But it goes like this. Think of the generations who will inherit this nation. Include them in our choices. It's our job to lift their voices. I gotta pay respect to the movement that is hip hop, the people that create to express, have that beat drop. The words of the silence telling stories for a cause. I'm thankful for the artists who stood up to spit how it was. I'm native and I'm peaceful, but I'm tripping like the voyage. Tired of the greed, deceit, destroying earth like we can make it without water or air. She ain't ours, we are hers, and we cannot compare. Our job is to preserve, though we don't deserve to remain. We can't contain our ego, don't live equal, need to reframe. Rich folks make systems of fear and hypocrisy while we subdue the margins of this so-called democracy. I'm native and I'm peaceful, standing rock hard like Dakota. North, south, bring east and west, we're gonna show up. Check your privilege and your comfort, your history and reflect. Don't confuse protect with protest, and instead use a platform for a cause and listen when the earth says, without me, those lungs of yours are so gone. Without earth, these lungs of ours are so gone. That's why we gotta think of the generations who will inherit this nation. Include them in our choices. It's our job to lift their voices. Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. That is our time. So we're going to go ahead and hand over the last but most amazing part of our hour over to Terrance, coming at us live from the Blackfeet Reservation in Montana.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, okay, Facebook, okay, Turtle Island. I very, very blessed to be a part of this platform. We had an all-star Indigenous cast that created this space for us to be in. We're here on the Blackfeet Reservation where, you know, a lot of the things is happening across Turtle Island is happening in our towns and in our homes and with our families. And when I was asked about this power hour, I was asked about song. And I'm very blessed to just be able to be a part of this and to participate, to be able to share experiences, to be able to create a space of healing and communication and love and empathy, something that is really needed across Indian country, something that is needed across all Indigenous communities, urban and rural. So I'm very grateful. And to start us off with all that beautiful song and dance, and to hear the beautiful ladies hear the songs where they come from, it's very unique. It's a lot of power in that, a lot of power in our ability to use our words and our ability to use our voice. There's so much power that we have, not only as Indigenous people, but as humans. And as we celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, I want to bring reconnection to song. So from the Sitagate, Sitapi, the Amskapi Pikani, there's songs that we have, that we share and we give and we acknowledge and we praise. It's in those praising and acknowledgement that brings about our culture as Pikani people, Amskapi Pikani. So I'm going to sing an honor song for all of our Indigenous people out there that are hurting, all of our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers, our grandfathers, our grandmothers, our children, our children's children, our youth from now, our future. Continue to pray and wrap your arms around all the people sick, all the people that are out there fighting for their lives, whether it's COVID, whether it's suicide, whether it's domestic violence, unhealthy relationships. Continue to hug your loved ones. Continue to spread love as anywhere you can. So I want to thank you for that space. That is a prayer song, is a healing song. I want to give it to all of our Indigenous people all across Turtle Mountain, all across Americas, all across the world right now that is suffering injustice, that we're here together and we're live. So with that being said, I want us to get up right now before we're almost done with our power hour. And we're going to do just a 1, 2 push-up round dance, connecting all of us together. So if we can all stand up, let's all connect together. This platform is connecting us all across Indigenous Island. So here we are. Hey, hey. Everybody get up and dance hard tonight. Come on, let's go round and hey, ah, yeah, hey, ah, da. Hey, awesome. Hey, I want to thank each and every one of you guys out there here in Blackfeet country, here all across Turtle Island. I want to thank Native Healing Wellness for putting this on and allowing this space to happen. Thank you guys so much. Continue to love one another. Continue to spread love throughout Indian country. Continue to recognize Indigenous peoples. Love you guys so much. Continue to stay up. Love. Kitak kokomim.